When Zoe Perry stepped onto the set of Young Sheldon to play Mary Cooper, the loving, devout, and slightly overbearing mother of young genius Sheldon Cooper, she was stepping into more than just a character. She was stepping into her mother's shoes. Literally. Laurie Metcalf, Zoe's real-life mother, had already immortalized the role of Mary Cooper in The Big Bang Theory, playing the grown-up version of the same character. That show, which ran for 12 seasons and garnered a massive following, had cemented Mary as a fan favorite, a Southern Christian mom whose stern practicality clashed with, but ultimately nurtured, her brilliant and eccentric son. Now, it was Zoe's turn. And although talent ran in the family, the role came with expectations, pressure, and, surprisingly, a lot of heart. In an interview during the early days of Young Sheldon, Zoe Perry revealed, "She gave me a wonderful tip," referring to her mother, Laurie Metcalf. "It wasn't just about mimicking her performance. She told me, 'Find Mary's heart. That's where she lives.'" A role passed down through generations for Zoe Perry. Acting wasn't a random career path. Raised by two actors, Laurie Metcalf and Jeff Perry, Zoe had been immersed in storytelling since childhood. But that didn't mean she was guaranteed a role, or that she leaned on nepotism. In fact, she was cautious about comparisons to her famous mother. "I wanted to earn everything on my own," Zoe once said. "But when this role came up, it felt poetic." Poetic, indeed. The casting of Zoe as a younger Mary was more than just clever. It was a beautiful narrative loop. And yet, stepping into a character already beloved, and shaped so memorably by your own mother, isn't easy. "That advice stuck with me," Zoe continued. "Mom said, 'Don't try to copy me. Mary is more than just a voice or a hairstyle. She's a mother who worries, loves deeply, and has a strong sense of what's right.'" Laurie Metcalf's portrayal was sharp, witty, and occasionally biting, appropriate for the adult version of Mary, who had weathered decades of life with Sheldon. But Zoe had to portray a younger Mary, a woman in the throes of parenting a child she didn't always understand, navigating marriage, finances, faith, and small-town Texas life. The heart of Mary Cooper. What makes Mary Cooper resonate with audiences isn't just her sarcastic humor or her Southern drawl, it's her fierce love. Despite not always understanding Sheldon's logic, Mary champions him. She prays for him, scolds him, and sometimes just listens. Laurie Metcalf had captured that essence through seasoned sarcasm and subtle vulnerability. Zoe Perry had to find that same essence, but in a different phase of Mary's life. A younger, more idealistic, occasionally overwhelmed Mary. "That's what Mom meant when she said, 'Find her heart,'" Zoe explained. "Mary doesn't lead with intellect like Sheldon or sarcasm like George. She leads with love, and that love shapes every decision she makes." Zoe approached the role with sensitivity and nuance, shaping Mary as a complex woman, grounded in faith, often tired, but endlessly loving. And viewers noticed. Her version of Mary didn't feel like a carbon copy. It felt authentic, real, and compelling. Behind the scenes, a family of artists. The unique bond between Laurie and Zoe extended beyond mother-daughter dynamics into a deeper, artistic connection. "She was never pushy about me being an actor," Zoe said, "but I watched her dedication growing up, her work ethic, the way she dissected scripts, the respect she had for every character she played. That shaped how I see acting." When Young Sheldon began production, Zoe prepared by watching Laurie's scenes as Mary in The Big Bang Theory, but not to imitate her. "I watched to understand the arc," she noted. "What happens to Mary in the future informed some of my choices, but I also had to allow room for who she is in the present moment. That meant grounding Mary in her own struggles, dealing with a marriage that often felt strained, balancing church obligations with personal desires, raising 3 very different children, and navigating the emotional tornado that is Sheldon." Laurie's advice acted like a compass, always pointing Zoe back to Mary's emotional truth. The power of generational storytelling. Zoe Perry's performance in Young Sheldon is a masterclass in generational storytelling. It's rare to see a character played by two women who share not only DNA, but also a deep, intuitive understanding of each other's artistic instincts. The magic lies in how seamlessly the character evolves from Zoe's young Mary to Laurie's older Mary. There's continuity in tone, rhythm, even body language, but it's not mimicry. It's a shared interpretation, two artists offering different verses of the same song. And much like the real Mary Cooper might feel watching her daughter take on a challenge, Laurie Metcalf was proud. "She didn't tell me how to play Mary," Zoe said. "She trusted me. She gave me the most important thing, belief, and one really beautiful tip, a legacy of love." In many ways, the story of Mary Cooper is one of unconditional love, the kind that survives misunderstandings, outbursts, and even genius-level IQs. And fittingly, the story behind Zoe Perry and Laurie Metcalf's shared role is also one of love. Love between a mother and daughter, and love for a character who, for all her flaws, shows up for her family day after day. That one line, "She gave me a wonderful tip," says more than just advice on acting. It speaks to a legacy passed down not just through scripts and performances, but through trust, care, and the shared heartbeat of a character named Mary Cooper. So when fans laugh, cry, or nod knowingly at Mary's heartfelt one-liners in Young Sheldon, they're witnessing something special. A character not just written into a script, but born from the hearts of two women who understand her deeply. Because Mary Cooper isn't just a role, it's a shared love letter between a mother, her daughter, and all the mothers who raise brilliant, bewildering children with nothing but faith, fire, and heart. Would you like this formatted as a blog post or magazine-style article?